we are recording, Mr. Mo.
Booyah.
But I'm kind of sad I can't do the funny voices with my equipment because I'm traveling at
You have
Maryland.
lots of funny voices.
All the funniest, So now I just got to make it myself. Like, hey guys,
Yeah, give me a
hello.
sexy voice.
Oh yeah, I can't. It's.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the listeners have been accustomed to a certain level of quality for the funny voices here that I can't provide, and I don't know what to do with myself. So
I can only do one voice, and that is why are there so many songs about animals?
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Midwestern gay because you can do that one pretty well.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're gonna do this in 3, 2, 1.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge!
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like three things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris Simo, the Unabomber Moore. How's it going, Mr. Mo?
That wasn't a good Kermit impression. I haven't tried it in a long time.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Songs about
And then you put on that hat, which just made it look. Then you slid on that hat, which just makes things look a little creepier after doing that impression.
Well, I've been watching the Jared Fogle stories. That's probably why. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. I am so glad that you brought that up because I definitely would have forgotten. So last week
I
here
haven't
on the
watched
show, we've
it.
talked about
I'm going to.
Well, you're going to have a good laugh because I had only seen episode 1 when we talked about it last week. So I gave a little teaser. You made a joke about Jared Fogle asking someone to put on pigtails. And then I said that they could do the baby voice, whatever. Well, it turns out he really does do that, dude. he asked the lady if she would be weirded out by wearing pigtails when they had sex. And I literally was sitting there, and I was horrified. Don't get me wrong; it's a terrible. You're gonna see some shit in the documentary. It's worth the watch because it's pretty cool. How they, this lady helps to catch him when, surprise, the popo drops the gun on it. But yeah, he is so creepy about it. He really, really wanted the pigtail thing.
So. Now he was married, right?
He was married.
Do you think that they had like weird sex? Like she would be like, "Oh yeah, Jared, you broke my hymen again."
She would come in wearing diapers.
Yeah.
Crawling in. And here's the thing, he would bang little girls and little boys. So
See,
apparently he went to like Thailand.
Dang them. I just thought that he was like looking at pictures. Oh, he was like,
that's what I thought at first. But then
dipper.
apparently he went to like Thailand and shit and just fucking like, at least he says so. And said that he went there and banged sometimes little boys as old as like 8 or 9, I think he said, or 10 or 11. Either way, it's in that 4-year range. It was awful.
Jared.
You're gonna hear some shit. Yeah, right. It's gonna make you glad he's in jail for sure.
I hope he dies in there.
Oh man, he's definitely getting bullied every day. I feel like he's not.
If you're
he's like
in jail, God help you.
Yeah, he's already doing bad there, and he didn't do good in high school with friends, which means he doesn't know how to deal successfully, how to navigate or in a cafeteria setting. You know what I mean? Which is half your interactions in jail, especially I feel like where he's at.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, he's beat. He's definitely beat.
Cry me a river, Jared. Well,
I feel like he's
if everyone's stealing his food, he'll be able to keep the weight off.
That's true. And I feel like, he's definitely eating healthy because I'm sure he's tossing hella salads in jail.
Yeah, a high protein diet he's got there.
Asshole, eat fresh.
Yeah, what a loser.
So you
So
called it. You called the pigtails. I was very impressed. The Frat Chat podcast does it again.
on a different topic, I have a question. Do you have
Go on.
renter's insurance?
I don't know if I should admit that on the air or not, but I don't remember for this apartment if I do, to be honest, because it's
I
so old.
don't. And I know a lot of like insurance companies offer it, like probably State Farm and whatnot. But remember last year, the apartment next to mine caught on fire. And I thought, okay, when I
Oh
get my new
yes.
apartment, I have to get renter's insurance. And I forgot about it since I moved in. I've just been worried about IRS and immigration and Social Security. I was like
Got
on
all
the
the
phone.
bureaucracies right
Yeah.
now. You need
So
one more.
so anyway, I was like, oh man, I forgot about that. So check this out. I have a story for you. So my birthday was this past Monday,
Yeah.
and I was at Central Park with the hubby, his best friend, and my old roommate Zora. So we were just laid out in the sun and drank some Trulies, smoked a little doobies, and then Osmario, his friend, and I went to Hell's Kitchen, had a drink at this one place, and then we went to this Brazilian restaurant. And
Oh.
while we were at this restaurant, um, they got I don't know who got the phone call first, but one of them got a phone call and they were talking in Portuguese. So I couldn't quite understand. I think I understood the word fumar or something. I think that means to
Smoke.
smoke, but
Yep.
I didn't know. I was like, oh, that might not sound good. And then they were both crying and out of the restaurant. So his old roommate lives in the apartment that he used to live in. So his best friend is
Right.
his old roommate. And while we were at the park, his building burnt down and he lost everything. So then they brought all the food out to the table, and there was a meal for each of us. And then my husband and his friend were like, we have to go. Can you get this to go? I said, sure. So they leave, and I'm surrounded by all this food. And then the waitress comes out with a piece of cake and a candle. And she's like, it's somebody's birthday. I was like, we had an emergency, so I'll take the cake to go if you don't mind, but thank you very much. Like, oh, bad timing.
Did you at least sit through the song? Because that would have been nice. Happy, happy birthday on this special day.
No, I cut that off real quick, and I was like, thank you so much. And then I was waiting for the train forever, and I ate the cake on the platform. But it
Oh.
was so sad. So his friend's been living with us because he literally lost everything. So you know, I'm getting the sense that I was told that Brazilians can be a little emotional. But in this sense, I think it's
No.
okay to be emotional if stuff burns down. So I was seeing people say like, "Oh, Brazilians are emotional." I'm like, if your house burns down, I think you have the right to cry as much as you want. You know what I mean? But anyway,
That's true.
I'm like
It's
super
definitely true.
practical, and I think that people think that I'm emotionless, but I'm always like, I'll cry later. Let's see what we can do right now. Let's get a game plan. That's how I'm wired. So like I came home and got like the guest bed ready, and I bought him a whole bunch of like toiletries because gay people, we need like special face wash and stuff.
Right. Right. Of
So
course.
got him
Of
all
course.
that, and then I got like lots of food that I know he likes in the fridge. So when he came home, that he felt like he was at home. That I went out the next morning and bought a whole bunch of outfits before work at this like discount place just so he had some stuff. Um,
Right.
but I think that my I'm not one that like hugs and cries with my friends, but those gestures are my gestures of being nice. Do you know what I mean? Like
Totally.
me
Totally.
trying to accommodate, but I'm just not wired to like, sit and cry. I just can't do it. I don't know.
I'm with you. Some people are not criers like that. So, but there's a thing called love languages, which is a thing,
Oh yeah.
and it shows like how people different people show their love to people, and some people are the ones that are like your shoulder to cry on type thing. Some people are literally don't know the right thing to say, but they're great huggers and they'll just hold you type of thing. Some people are going to just sit with you. Some people might say the worst thing every time, but they get you nice things, which is where So some people like you
Oh,
come in.
that's me.
So
I'm like, can I just buy
they're
you flowers?
yeah, and that's how you show your affection. So there is a thing called love language, and no one is good at all the love languages. Everybody has like their particular thing. So in some way, it shows that we all have our thing, but also we all kind of suck at love anyway. So no one's perfect.
Speak for yourself. No, I'm just kidding. So I think
It says
I
the guy who ate his birthday cake on on
on
the
the
platform.
platform. I
They're
know.
probably like, man, I really don't want to be here anymore in Portuguese.
You know,
Just pretend your apartment burned down.
aside from that fire, because I get my heart goes out to our friend, but aside from that, I had a great birthday. Everything else is nice.
You could say you burnt the candles down twice.
I guess so. So
Oh, that's so nice.
I sometimes I wonder, I'm like, why does everyone come to New York? It's such an expensive city. But what
Yeah.
I'm learning is that if let's say you are a citizen or you have a green card and you're a permanent resident or you're an immigrant, you have healthcare here in New York. You have tenant rights in New York. It really is like an immigrant friendly city. And that's such an anomaly, especially here in the States. So now I get it. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Because
It is pretty awesome,
whenever
but it's
someone's
also a
like,
good.
hmm?
No, go on, go on.
See, whenever someone comes to New York, let's say I'm in a cab and they're like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Baltimore or Chicago." I flip back and forth between the two, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm from such and such place." I'm like, "Oh, why New York is so dirty here? It's so expensive." Like, and you were a doctor back in your country. Why are you driving a cab? I don't understand. But this is why. It's because New York um it's friendlier to people who aren't from here.
Well, to be fair, also, I mean, as a foreigner myself, until I spent several years in America myself, all I knew of America was Disney World, Hollywood, New York,
Oh, really?
and that's about it. And like maybe Texas, but I feel like Texans, I just thought they were like funny looking, like people that were like tropes that they used in movies. It's like there's no way Americans are like that. And then
I bet your
and
mom
then I
knew
came here.
Oprah.
She actually was not an Oprah fan. Our
No.
family, our family was Jerry Springer all the way, brother. So
Nice.
that's why
Jerry.
when
Jerry.
Jerry went, we had to have that episode. Jerry really did help the Garcias make it through quite a lot of summer
I
vacations in
mean,
America.
he really did shape America's youth.
It's great times. It's great times. So, yeah, but New York. Here's the thing, also about it. It's it's a place where people. It's kind of like the epitome of the American dream in New York, and that's what I have to say. If you make it there, you can make it anywhere, type thing. It's the kind of place where you can really try to make it. And sure, you were a doctor somewhere else, but fuck, you can start as, for an example, I'm going to say cab driver, and then in a few years, you can be a movie star, or you can start your own tech company, or you can do all kinds of things in New York City. Like if you move somewhere like Iowa, fuck you gonna do? No offense to Iowa, love you guys, but
I don't even
like,
know where Iowa is on the map, if I'm being
yeah,
honest.
exactly. You can't move there from a foreign country and then expect to
I
do
just
much of anything.
assume Iowa is close to Ohio because they both have four letters. I don't know that. That's just an assumption.
I used to confuse when I moved to America. I used to confuse Ohio with Iowa all the goddamn time. So that's not a you thing.
There
That's a
was a
confusing
fraternity on
four letter.
campus, and they would say, Iowa! I guess that's because their fraternity started. Iowa! I think the fraternity that had the candy canes
That's
and
not something to
swirled them.
brag about.
Huh?
I don't think that's something I'd brag about. We're from Iowa. Oh, really?
Iowa, skeet skeet. They would flip their candy canes around.
Oh,
Remember that?
no. Who the fuck is it? What are you talking about? How
I
old
think
is this
it
fraternity?
was it wasn't like a
It's fall semester 1972. A
It
young
wasn't
Chris
an
Moore.
IFC fraternity. It was one of the multicultural fraternities. So it wasn't. It was
Oh,
like
the
I
step
think it might have been
dancing
like
one.
I don't know. Maybe I think it was Alpha, but they were all really cool, and they would have like these huge candy canes and would like twirl them around and stuff. And I think to myself like,
Oh.
it's a good thing they don't compete in um Greek sing and yell like hell at homecoming, because they are very much in sync, and they would give us a lot of competition.
Yeah, that was definitely before I came along because, be in the front row dancing. Always a W. Always a W.
So you know how there was a big change in our fraternity from like the older guys, the younger guys. There's like a huge transition of like older country bumpkin, like pretty conservative dudes to like a younger, much more accepting, fun crowd, right? There's a
Right.
huge change. Can you imagine doing Greek sing with the older dudes? I
Oh, no
remember
way.
the first rehearsal, and I was in charge of it, and I was like, we're all gonna have to dance together in sync on rhythm. You expect
Yeah, no.
these guys? Wow. I think we got third place, and there was three fraternities that entered that year. And they're like, we got
Yeah.
third place. And I'm like, we got last.
I'm,
You're
I'm pretty sure
happy
I went to
about
see
this?
that one. Was that like Aerosmith or something?
Not Aerosmith. No, we got third place in Aerosmith, but that was amongst a lot. And then we got first place with Blues
The Blues
Brothers.
Brothers.
And then I think we had like a Linkin Park theme one year, and then
Oh,
another
God.
year, I
That's
forget.
fucking cool. Oh, that's awful, man. Anyways, oh, now I can see why the things were the way they were with your sweet Linkin Park theme. But you asked why people go to New York. You know why they do a lot? To get a
Why?
glow up, baby. It's the place where you can get yourself. You can start with nothing and become fucking beautiful, like what we're gonna talk about this week, baby. Because we grew up with a lot of celebs that we used to kind of poke fun of. Maybe they were the dorky one. Maybe they were the ugly friend. Maybe they just look like a totally different person. But fast forward a few years later, and fuck, they're laughing all the way to the bank or the Botox clinic. It depends on where you're talking about. But this week, we're going to talk about some celebs that had quite a bit of a glow up in their lifetime. And they went from ashy to classy, from silly to pretty. I don't know. I'm running out of these things. I don't have funny voices to come from
Ugly
me.
duckling to
But
beautiful swan. And I have an honorable
yes.
mention, and the honorable mention is da 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 me.
Oh, yeah, sure. This is where I wish I had my sound effects. I could just be like, wah, wah,
Wah,
wah,
wah,
wah.
wah. Yeah.
But, but we're going to talk about celebrity glow ups, you guys. So this should be a fun one. And especially because at the end of the day, these people ended up pretty. So note, we might rip on some of them pretty bad. But at the end of the day, they end up pretty rich. So they can't get mad at us. So
You know
just
what?
saying.
I think I look a lot better than did in high school, and I have a 20-year anniversary coming up. 20-year
Oh,
reunion of my high
you
school
should go.
graduation is this fall. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so old. And I was looking through Facebook. I'm like, I look so much better than most of these fuckers. It's like, I should
Yeah, you
really
gotta go.
go just to show them what life could have been like if they didn't make bad choices. And then I thought to myself, it's only like maybe 5 people that I would be interested in like saying hi to, and everyone else, I not that I don't
Yeah,
care
but you'd
about
be
them, but I don't really
surprised.
know them. I can't even
You'd be
remember most of their
surprised. I went
names.
to my 10-year reunion. I know 10-year and 20 is much different because I'm way younger. But I thought, why am I really going? I'm going to really want to see 5 people at most. But then when I got there and I started seeing everybody, it was actually nicer than I thought it would be. There were people that I hadn't talked to in years who were, acquaintances at best, but it's like they were very nice people. They turned out to be great. So I don't know. It was actually a much nicer experience than I thought it would be. So I recommend going to those things. They literally happen every 10 years. And I don't think they do a 30-year, do they?
I don't know.
I think
I mean,
after
it's an
20,
excuse to
people
go
start
home,
dying.
I guess. I can just stop by and say hi.
Yeah. And ours was like fun. I don't know. Our class was always cool. So it was surprisingly awesome to do it. And then I ended up a little nostalgic after when it ended. It's kind of like a little kid at camp, you know what I mean? Doesn't want to go to camp. But then when camp is over, he doesn't want to leave.
Yeah. I was
Like
kind of
bug
like
juice on
that.
Disney.
I was like, I love living in this bunk with boys. I don't want to go back to living by myself. I'm not comfortable changing alone.
Wait, showering by myself? What is this?
It's like, what?
This place is a prison. And even prisons, you get to shower with dudes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my parents don't love me. I wish they would just send me away. Okay, so these glow ups. Do you want to go first?
You can go first. You can go first. I feel like I've been jibber jabbering for a while.
Okay, so my first one is
Oh.
let's see.
Silence your phone, you
Sorry, I just
bastard.
silenced it. Yeah. So my first one, I'm gonna say Ashley Simpson because when the
Nice.
sister of Jessica Simpson, you know,
Oh, we know. Wait,
I remember when
I have enough
she-
background room where I could do this here.
that moment on SNL was really bad. I mean, why would she do a hoedown? I don't know, but the way she looked then with the dark hair and she's trying to be like the emo sister of Jessica Simpson,
Yes.
and then she got some plastic surgery, and I know a lot of people are very against plastic surgery. They're like, you should, appreciate what God gave you, but her surgeon gave her a better face than God did, and so she looked fantastic. And she got into acting, and I think she was in like the remake of Beverly Hills 90210, right? And
Oh.
then she married Diana Ross's son, Evan Ross, and they had beautiful kids, and they're a beautiful couple. And she is just so fucking smoking out. Now, don't get me wrong, Jessica Simpson's beautiful too. I used to think of Jessica Simpson as the hot one, but now I think Ashley Simpson's the hot one.
This is tough. I have to say, Jessica Simpson hit the scene during a very formidable time for a young Carlos Garcia. I think I might have been like 12. That's when things really start happening down there for a kid.
Yes, but then after she got married, she kind of, she had some kids and she put on some weight and she really focused on her
she disappeared.
empire.
That's true. She kind
more
of
than
fell off
from the camera. She lost a lot of weight recently. She looks great, but I still think that from a high fashion standpoint, I just think that the designers on the red carpet would much rather work with Ashley Simpson aside from more than Jessica Simpson.
I will say, when Ashley hit the scene, I was like closer to my 15, 16 teenage years, and she definitely had me feel feelings. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was hot before the nose job, but looking at these before and afters, you can't not tell me that it's a fantastic nose job.
Oh my gosh!
Like she literally
lips
and their lips look a little different. Yeah, she definitely got a couple of other things done there. Maybe lost a little weight, which is why her cheeks look a little different. But yeah, God, she looks beautiful. She kind of looks like Keira Knightley a little bit.
Yeah, that's a nice person to be compared to.
Yeah, Keira Knightley.
What was that song she sang? It's like, on a Monday, I am waiting. And on Tuesday, I am fading. And by Wednesday,
hit a cigarette.
I can't sleep. So fast.
Oh my God.
It's like,
she did have another song.
Huh?
That was good. She had another song. Was it called "Make Me Wanna Yaya"? Was that her? You make me wanna yaya or Lala?
Lala?
Baby?
I don't know. That's probably her drug years. Was she on drugs? She should just say she was, so she has an excuse for those bad choices.
Yeah, it was Lala. It was before the nose job. where I'm seeing the picture here. She looks quite adorable. We can't play it because we obviously don't own the rights. But I think I don't know if she's saying she makes me want to la la. She wants to do things to herself. I didn't pay enough attention to the lyrics, but yeah, good times. That's a good glow up. That's a good glow up. She looks great. And damn, marrying Diana Ross's kid is never a bad thing.
I mean, I understand that Jessica Simpson's part the 98 degree like 90s early 2000s like pop
I mean,
culture, but being part of Diana Ross's family makes you, I mean, that's Hollywood gold right there, you know? It's Motown
however,
gold. Holy shit.
did Ashley ever ask the important questions in life? I don't think so. Like, is tuna chicken of the sea?
I mean,
She
I
didn't.
understand that question.
You know, just saying. Jessica was ahead of her time. She, in a few thousand years, aliens will come down to Earth. She was one of the great philosophers.
You know, I have to say it's kind of relatable because I was in the grocery line like a while back, and I like these chicken nuggets by some brand called like Morningstar or something, and
Yeah, yeah.
uh
I've
and
had them.
so I was in line and some lady was like, "It tastes like real chicken, right?" And I was like, "Uh-huh."
What? It tastes like real chicken. Isn't it real chicken?
No, it was like vegan chicken nuggets, but I didn't know. Yeah,
Oh.
but I was like, "Oh," when she told me that. Tastes like real chicken, right? Oh, bitch, the fuck you talking about? You know. But
And Simo slammed the vegan nuggets on the ground and walked out the store.
I'm not one of those vegan freaks, and I love gluten. You know, so I feel like, you know, it's a good question, I guess. I bet you can make a tuna crab cake, and you can probably take chicken and make a crab cake, similar
I
texture.
don't. I don't know about all that. Now you're.
Yeah, that sounds pretty gross. Okay, what's your
That
first
sounds
one?
awful. Yeah. So I'm gonna start with one that. Ooh, this lamp almost fell. That was scary. God, that scared the shit out of me. Okay. I'm gonna start with one that's a bit of a sports legend, and I think one that really white people, white guys of America, you guys should really look at this guy as your aesthetic wish list because he proves to every white guy in America that you're not ugly, you're just poor, dude. And of course, I'm talking about Tom Brady. I put here on
Not
his
poor
list.
anymore.
No, no. He rich and handsome. Look at his I think that's his rookie season. Look at his rookie season picture up here and then look below at his final season where he's in his mid 40s. Like talk about a fucking upgrade, dude.
Yeah, but he also got in better shape. He's got some
Of course.
color. You know,
Yes,
when
this I mean it looked like he had never seen the sun before. Like what the fuck, dude?
you know, marrying a
He looks
supermodel
anemic.
did some good things for him. He had to up his game.
He
So
got
I
a
attribute this
comb.
to Giselle.
Oh, that's true. I think she at least bought him a comb because summer is coming. Are you ready to unveil your beach bod? Manscaped is here to ensure your body is ready for the wild with their game changing full body grooming and hygiene products. Don't be the guy at the beach with Austin Powers chest hair, baby. And if you grew some winter man tits, the least you can do is make sure they're hairless. Because the ladies love those hairless titties, believe you me. It's time to get ready for a hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code FRATCHAT. Because like, what is that hair in the
You know, I have to give credit where credit's due. I don't like Giselle. I think she's a bitch. She wasn't nice to me because I met her at Fashion Week and I said, "Oh my God, are you Giselle?" And she was getting people were like primping her, and she's like, "It's pronounced Giselle." And I was like, "No one knows that." She's like, "Okay." It's like, "No one knows that." And then she's like, "Did you want an autograph or something?" And I was like, "I did." And then I just walked off. And I was like, I'm gonna
Aw.
take that bitch's poster off my wall first thing when I get home. But I had a big picture, a poster of her wearing Vogue glasses that I took from Sunglass Hut, and
Oh my god.
I cherished it until that moment. And now I'm like, what a bitch.
So you're like a gay stan, that Eminem song.
Yeah.
Where, dear Mister, I'm too good to write my fans. I hope you know I tore all your pictures off my walls.
That's me.
It just
Big
shows
gay
Steve
stan,
crying,
stan the gay
ripping off
man.
posters. Oh God.
You know what? I would think of him as a very, very hot, eligible bachelor if he just kept his lips off his children
Yeah,
and
that's
his
true.
father.
I know, man. Especially when the cameras are rolling. Like, come on, dude. Come on.
And it's like, kiss your dad behind closed doors like everyone else, weirdo.
Yeah, right?
I feel like if it was me, if I was part of his family and a family reunion was coming up, I'd be like, "Hey guys, are you guys going? Okay. Do you know if Tom Brady is going? Okay, so I'm gonna make sure we don't drink too much because I just don't want to be a victim in
He's the
hotel
kissing
room.
aunt. It's time.
don't
I would
make
just
this
get a cold
happen.
sore, a fake cold sore. So every time, oh yeah, hey Tom, I did. You want a little lip action? Like,
Hey,
no, I'm okay, man.
he's
I'm
like,
okay.
"Hey, cousin Tim. Hey, cousin Charles. Hey, Dad."
You see him. Hello, Grandpa.
Does he kiss his like female relative? It's just a guy thing. It's like,
It's
hey,
just the guy
we
thing.
play football, we smack
We
asses,
slap ass. Yeah.
we play tummy sticks in the showers, and if I want to kiss a dude, I kiss a dude. Who cares?
I was just about
I
to
used to be
say.
married to a supermodel. Whatever.
It's definitely the male equivalent of slapping asses for the family reunion.
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious.
They high five the girls. Just tap them up. What up, G? Oh, Uncle Steve. What? I'm not gay. What are you talking about? This is my uncle, dude. Don't make it weird. What's wrong with you? It's family. And we're going to see Fast and the Furious, Vin Diesel, hashtag family, bro. Come on.
It's only gay if you frost your tips. Hello. Do you not read Vogue?
Hey, man.
If Ryan Seacrest isn't gay, neither am I.
Neither am I.
Then that's all I have to say about it. Someone bring me a Playgirl magazine. Okay, so my next one is you know, I'm sure that people would say he was like always attractive, but when he first came on the scene in 1990, Will Smith, I wouldn't classify him as a sex symbol. He was just goofy, fun-loving, hip hop artist that landed an awesome comedy.
He was like the funny guy.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
He was funny.
He was goofy. So that's great. But then
he was cool, but he wasn't like, I wouldn't call him hot either. He's just cool, funny, goofy. Right. I don't know.
So when he was in Independence Day and Bad Boys, I mean, he definitely looked good. He was like the leading man. I thought, okay, wow. But then when he started training for Ali, and then I'm not sure if that was before or after iRobot, but his body.
Ali's where he got huge.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know what he looks like now, but from that time span, from Freshman's Bel-Air to iRobot, there was a huge transformation, and he went from being like a fun hip hop artist to like the peak of my spank bank. I mean, I rubbed a few out to some of these pictures back in the day.
I was about to be like, totally, dude, me too.
Totally, right?
But honestly, if you watch Bad Boys 1 and then go to Bad Boys 2, you'll see a drastic difference right there. So
yeah,
Bad Boys 1, he's got that little skinny body, and then Bad Boys 2, he's massive. And he looks great too. He's not like roided up jacked where it's like disgusting. He got like a very good body out of it. So good for him. Yeah, I think that's a great glow up. Especially because here's the thing, and this is not an insult to him. I love Will Smith. Even
His ears.
I don't know. The ears, man. When he's skinny, the ears look bigger. When he's jacked, it kind of grows into him.
Yeah.
So, he should have slapped Chris Rock with those instead. He'd be down still.
I
Wah!
know. And then fly away with them so the police
Fly
can't get
away.
you.
You'll never get me now. He flies away with the Oscar.
He can fly, he can fly, he can fly, he can fly, he can fly.
Now, here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Has
Would I
it
do
been
him?
long
Yes.
enough? Has it been long enough since the slap for you to like him again? Because I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I'm kind of over it.
I'm over the slap. I think that okay, I don't want to get too political. But
How about the
you
slap?
okay, let me just check something first before I say what I'm gonna say.
Well, while you do that, I feel like Chris Rock made a special out of it, so he
Yeah.
got paid. Will Smith, like whatever, he's I guess he said he's sorry, and I don't know, it was a stupid moment, and I don't know, it's been long enough for I was really upset at him when he first happened. Obviously, we're stand-ups, it's like we're actors and stand-ups. We don't want these worlds clashing, but now looking back on it, it's like, I don't really care anymore.
Well, I'm looking up here awards and honors of Woody Allen. And Woody Allen has 4 Academy Awards. And Woody
Oh.
Allen groomed his adopted daughter and married her and was a total creepazoid. I know that there's a lot of people who've done some really fucked up shit and they keep their Oscars. And he slapped someone one time and he's not allowed back at the Oscars. I just feel like, well, why don't you hold other people accountable for really bad things? I mean, slapping's not nice, but there's really bad things going on out there, and everyone's like, let's throw the book at him. That's how I feel about it.
Well, to be fair, I don't think Woody Allen is also allowed the Oscars, because if he steps foot at an Oscars, the FBI is definitely to come get him. Freeze, asshole!
Yeah.
So, to be fair, he's watching them from wherever the fuck he is right now with his weird daughter bride, step bride. I don't know
so
what the fuck
uncomfortable.
that's so weird. It's so fucking weird when your gene pool is that small now too. Ugh.
So
That's weird.
let's see. Okay, so Harvey Weinstein, he also has a bunch of awards.
He won an Oscar?
I think maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like
I don't know. Producers got Oscars.
Oh yeah, he has Academy Award for Best Picture shared with Alberto Grimaldi.
Ah.
Whole lot of Emmy Awards. So I feel like, no one talks about that. Everyone's so fixated on the slap, which wasn't great, but I also don't think that he should be persecuted for it. And I kind of feel like you should follow the lead of the victim. The victim in this situation was Chris Rock, and he made amends, and he's cool with it. So then we should be cool with it,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like in the court of law. Okay, you want to press charges? No. Okay, clean record. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm over it by now. Anywho, on to the next one. This guy, I have to say, I have seen him in so many things, and I remember him as the big guy in it, but he was always super funny. His name is Ethan Suplee. He was in Boy Meets World as the bully Frankie, who had a heart of gold. And Remember the Titans, he was also the big guy there. But then somewhere along the line, he lost a ton of weight and got jacked. And if you see him in things like Without a Paddle, My Name is Earl, you notice that he's considerably thinner. And honestly, he looks great. Dude got super jacked. I don't know what the hell he did. But dude, he killed it.
I loved him in Remember the Titans. Oh,
yeah,
such a good actor.
He's a great actor. He's super likable, but he could also play like a bully. But he lost 250 pounds, and he has 9% in body fat. which is fucking amazing. So he at his highest, he was at 536 pounds and had to get weighted on a freight scale at a shopping center.
Like an
Because
elephant.
yes, because there weren't scales that really went that high in a doctor's office. So, wow.
Wow.
And he says, to be fair, he before I let you, he says losing weight actually hasn't made him happier per se, but he likes that he's achieved these goals and things like that. So good for him. He's not basing his whole personality on losing weight, which is a former fat guy, fat kid myself. You don't want to be that person. You should be happy with yourself, wherever you're at. But when you see something you want to achieve, work at it. It's good. So good for him.
I feel like his PR team was probably like, fuck, we gotta rebrand him. Fucking kidding me? And so I'm glad that he was able to get some work during and like after this transformation because would Chris Farley be as funny if he wasn't?
If he wasn't. But then again,
stature that was Chris Farley,
Now imagine if Chris Farley got jacked. Because he didn't. I know Al Roker, for example, lost a bunch of weight, got skinny, wasn't as funny anymore. You know what I mean? It just happens. Same thing even with Randy Jackson, American Idol. I know he's not a funny man, but he was definitely much funnier with his zingers when he was a fat guy.
There's something very jolly that comes along with weight, right?
Yeah.
Because you look younger and you seem happier.
But imagine if Chris Farley didn't lose weight and just got skinny. Imagine if he got jacked. That would be pretty funny. I feel like he could.
I don't know if I could ever look at him as like a sexy, like a sex symbol, because I would always be thinking of his claim to fame, his performances in, Tommy Boy and whatnot. I think, but like this guy, Ethan, like he's sexy. He reminds me of that fraternity brother named Solar. What was his pledge name? Cabbage Patch.
Oh, I don't. Yeah. I think so.
He went from that to that sort of, maybe not as extreme, but he came back one day. I was like, holy shit, who's this guy? Like, train me,
Yeah, he's a big dude. So this good for you, Ethan Suplee. Oh yeah, he was also in Blow. That was such a good movie with Johnny Depp. Not the porns you like to watch on the side. Ooh, coffee. Thanks, Julie. Let's see. Hold on. I have to test this coffee that was just delivered to me.
It was delivered to you in a glass. Is it iced coffee?
That's good. Yeah, it's iced coffee. Thanks, Boob. This is great.
I put coffee in my ice trays. And then when I make iced coffee, I put the coffee ice cubes in a shaker. And I pour hot coffee on top. And I shake it up. And that way it doesn't get watered down.
It doesn't get watery. Dude, that's genius.
Yeah.
People write this down. I'm going to start doing that.
That's what else I do? So when I'm really being fancy,
stick them in your ass.
I stick them in my ass. I stand over the shaker and I push them out like a turd. Yeah. And then the least amount of splash, the higher the points. You know what I mean? It's like the Olympics. So,
that's only at fancy parties.
Yeah, only at fancy parties. Otherwise, there, I'm sitting on people's faces and I'm sucking lifesavers up my ass from on top of their nose, like that stripper did at our parties. So anyway, so I put coffee ice cubes in a shaker, and then I put coffee in it, and then I put a little bit of vanilla extract in it and some oat milk. And maybe sometimes a little bit of sugar, a little bit of brown sugar, but then I shake it up. That shit is good, dude. Really good. And if you're feeling really fancy, throw some Kahlua in there. Who cares? Life is short.
Barista Simo. Who knew? This is some great tips.
I'm very talented. People don't know that. They just think I'm some like big idiot that talks about poop all day, and sometimes I do. Okay, so next up, I love this show called Parks and Recreation.
Yes.
And there was an actor in that show who was just like the funny fat guy. Actually, I wouldn't say he was fat, but he was just a normal looking.
He was like chunky. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was the movie like? Galaxies
Guardians
of
of
the
the
Universe,
Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, and then
Galaxies of the Universe.
yeah, I
Is
don't
that
know.
is that the discount one your family took you to see?
Yeah, pretty much. And
It's
then
not Chris Pratt. It's Chris Pratt. It's his
yeah,
cousin.
at Universal Studios, the ride is just a rowboat. So Chris Pratt has done such a transformation, and he's gone from the goofy, funny guy to one of the leading sexy men of Hollywood, and he's done a
Yeah,
phenomenal job keeping that
yeah.
shape. I mean, it used to
And he's
be
still funny.
yeah, and it used to be on Parks and Recreation where uh wow, what's his name? He's really hot, the hot guy on that show. Um
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe is a
Yeah,
sexy one. Move over,
yeah,
Rob Lowe, because Chris Pratt is back and ready
totally.
to rock and roll, and he can eat my ass for hours, and I'd be a lucky guy. He, man, what a hot mama jamba.
And he was married to Anna Faris, who's just one of my favorite
Yeah.
celebrity crushes, who's also adorable and cute. But now they ended up divorcing, and he's with Katherine Schwarzenegger, who last name might sound a little familiar to y'all.
What is her
Little,
relation to Arnold?
I think that's his daughter, isn't it?
It is.
I
Oh
believe so.
no! Oh my gosh! If your father-in-law was Arnold, how cool would that be?
Right. And
I
she's a
feel like for breakfast
writer.
he'd like drink these 8 raw eggs and meet me at the
Yeah,
track.
you know damn well he gave him tips to get in shape too. I guarantee it. And training tips. Yeah, that's his oldest. It's Arnold and Maria Shriver's oldest daughter. So those are some great genes in there.
Oh yeah,
I gotta say. And yeah, dude, he went. I mean, the thing about it is he went from Parks and Rec, the funny guy, to like Guardians of the Galaxy, the Jurassic Park movies and stuff. But he's a guy that can jump and do a rom com easily, be a funny guy. He can play a slacker, but then he can play a badass as well, and it's all believable. So good
yeah.
for him. That guy's got range, and he doesn't even have to change who he is that much. Like he really like Chris Pratt. If you see his roles, he's there's a very much a layer of him in all of them. You know what I mean? It's just whether he leans gruffy or dumber or slacker or whatever. You know, but it's he's still very centered on himself. So it's great stuff. He's a good
And
one to
it
watch.
looks like whether he was Chunky Monkey or Hot Daddy, he looked very comfortable in his skin regardless. So I feel like this transformation probably didn't change him.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah, and he
made
pulled
him more
Anna
attractive.
Faris back when he was quote unquote chunky monkey, as you just put it. You know,
Yeah, he has
so
like really cute face too.
he was yeah, he's an attractive
Osmario, watch out! This competition.
guy. He probably wouldn't leave you at dinner on your birthday if someone's building, burnt down. He has people probably who handle that for him, so
Yeah.
you could at least have some cake with you. Can
Oh, we
Osmario do
we actually
that?
did have cake at Central Park. It was really good.
Oh,
I have to
nice.
admit, Osmario did a very good job for my birthday, making sure I had everything I
That's good.
wanted. He even got me a T-shirt with our logo printed on it, Frat Chat.
Really?
Yeah, I've been wearing it
Oh,
everywhere.
what the fuck? You should have gotten 2 of those.
So
Tell him I'm pissed.
I was like, oh
Fuck
wow,
him.
you actually got me a thoughtful gift. Who knew?
That's very thoughtful. That's awesome. Yeah, next time we do the show, you should wear it so I can see it. That's dope.
I think it's packed up because I'm gonna wear it home. What's your next one?
Yeah, I've been staring way too hard at those pictures you put of Chris Pratt on our list.
Yeah, you. Ooh,
His banana packets.
I gotta change my pants 3 times.
So for this next
Big
one,
mess over here. What's next?
for me is one that I'm gonna call a little category that I guess maybe Ashley Simpson should be grouped into as well, and it's called New Face Who Dis. Of course, I'm talking about Kylie Jenner, who honestly in the before days, she was a pretty cute girl. I think we were about the same age.
I mean,
And,
but like
she was
generic
attractive.
cute.
But yes, but if you look at her, honestly, she kind of had that Ashley Simpson look.
A little bit.
If you look at the pictures, that's funny. The dark hair, kind of, palish skin. Still cute, but the weave over to the side, that almost like emo-ish. But if you look at her now, she looks like a young Puerto Rican woman.
Yeah. And
She went from
she has
super white
zero
to Puerto
Armenian
Rican.
in her.
Yeah, no, none at all. That's why I think she looks Puerto Rican other than Armenian, because she doesn't look like a. I mean, I know clearly her end goal was looking Kimish, because she kind of does look a lot like her in her own way. But I'm not gonna lie, whoever did the work did good work, because I like it. She looks great.
She was actually first on my list, and so I saw your list, and I was like, okay, you can have it. But before, it's got to be hard to be in the spotlight of your super successful older sisters. So the three oldest sisters, Kim, Chloe, and Courtney, very successful.
Mhm.
I mean, they made this show. So
Right.
they are reality TV royalty. And even their brother, Rob, he
Oh,
was
God.
really attractive at the very beginning. And then he even did some modeling. He had a love affair with China,
Yep.
Black China.
Black China. Yep.
And then he
fell
kind of
off.
like, I mean, I hope he went to Celebrity Fit Club because he really needed to. And then
Yes.
the I think her half brother Brody Jenner was also
Oh
on
shit.
reality TV. So he
Yep.
was in like with the Hills and stuff, super successful
Yep.
and very attractive. I mean, she's surrounded by all these attractive family members. And then her sister Kendall
Kendall,
just
who's
kind of
just
like jumped into modeling
beautiful.
maybe 10 years ago and then became like the American it girl. And she was walking for every major
Yeah.
designer. And so then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this awkward sister. So one day she was like, you know what? I want to fix this face. My sisters think that genetics are a mere suggestion, and I do too. She got her lips done. She got, I think it's maybe her eyes done. I'm not sure if the nose is real or
Well,
not.
clearly the butt is done too. It's not just the face. She
But
did
yeah,
all kinds of work down there.
she gave zero fucks, and then she focused on makeup, and now she's a makeup mogul billionaire.
A
And she
billionaire, yeah,
is
like over
she's
$2 billion.
the richest and the most successful out of all of her sisters. Good for her.
Wild, right? Which is wild that this goes to it. I mean, if you buy their products, you're a listener, we love you. If you're not, I guess we don't care. I'm just kidding. But here's the thing. It baffles my mind that people who mostly made their looks be that way because of surgery are promoting also makeup and be like, this will make you prettier. It's like, do they also include like Botox coupons in there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And plastic surgery discounts? Because you kind of, I mean, don't get me wrong. You can see that she does great makeup on her face, all the contour and all the bullshit. It's great stuff, great product. But come on, really? Like, that's not all you did.
If you want
It's
the
like,
perfect
really?
smoky eye, I'm gonna recommend Dr. Lipschitz.
Yeah. He'll take it right off of a Puerto Rican woman and put it right in your
Yeah.
face. It's great. All of this is donated for random Puerto Rican hobos that we killed. Wait, what?
She reminds me of Jessica Simpson, who I think might also be a billionaire because they were like, I'm not gonna be pretty forever. Let's have a backup plan.
Mhm. Honestly,
let's carry this name and make it a brand, and we'll see what happens.
no, it's true.
And booyah,
Very
good
smart.
for her.
Clearly, very smart, savvy businesswoman who also knows how to pick a good surgeon.
And an honorable mention is going to go to her older sister, Chloe, who was like the frumpy one in the first season or two. And then I actually find her more attractive than Kim and Courtney. I know you're a fan of Courtney.
But I feel like she's the most photoshopped. And I think Courtney's the prettiest of the original three. The OG three. Courtney's the one that I love. And then Kim, I thought Kim was all right. I watched the tape. Who
Chloe
didn't?
also has good humor, and I'm a sucker for
Yeah,
humor. So
Chloe's
if I
all
was
right.
straight, I would holler at her. She's
I
tall,
just feel like
long legs.
she's so photoshopped to this day after all the work. Like you see pictures and stuff on her Instagram and say, "What the fuck, man? Like, you don't look like that." Even after all, she looks much better. Don't get me wrong; she looks great these days, but still not even like the pictures that she posts. So I'm like, At least the other ones look like a semblance of what they actually look like if you see them on the street when when they post on Instagram. But
Yeah.
Courtney's the one that I think. Maybe she just has the best surgeon, but I just feel like she did the least work to herself. But good Lord, I love that woman. I don't know what it is. She makes me feel things, Simo. Fire! Fire!
The way I feel about this next guy. Okay, so once upon a time, there's a TV show called The Office. And one of the main actors in The Office was good old nerdy John Krasinski.
Jim. He always did this thing. Hold on. with the camera.
Totally.
He always had a face.
And I think that his character, he was just supposed to be like the nice, innocent, like typical
Like the
office
normal guy
guy.
exactly. The guy
I
who
would never think that if
he's
he
a
took
young
his shirt
guy
off,
after college.
yeah, I would never
But,
think if he took his shirt off that anyone would be impressed by it. I just assumed that he was just a scrawny, I don't know, I'm just funny guy, I guess. But if you look at him now, I mean, on the red carpet, even, and his pecs can fill out a suit. I mean, he looks amazing. He has a new show out now, right?
Well, it's actually going to be in its last season. Jack Ryan, but it's good stuff. Actually, one of the seasons is set in Venezuela, even though it clearly was not filmed there. But he killed it, and he popped up in a Marvel movie I saw recently, one of the X-Men ones, I think.
Oh, really?
And he's like a future Captain America type thing guy. I think he takes over the Captain America helm in a different realm, and he looked great in the suit, dude. So
he doesn't need padding, and I would give anything to have his abs. I would like to have his abs on my stomach, like literally rubbing against my stomach.
And he's another one. He's honestly reminds me a little bit of a white Will Smith in the sense that like he really grew into his look as he got thicker. He looks great, literally. Good for him. Went from dorky, cool side role to like leading man.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't really do that much. He just got a little thicker and grew a beard. And obviously got his hair did.
I
so
think
growing a beard, man.
I think
it's makeup for men.
The facial hair and the muscles help to balance out his nose.
That'll do it. He has a long nose. It's not like big. It's just long. He has a long face. You know what I mean? He has long features. He's very lanky. So that's why putting a little muscle in that goes a long way in that type of build.
Yeah.
Good for him. He killed it. And he's one that he was so likable as Jim too. And he did that movie, The Quiet Place, I think it's called, and the sequel, where he wrote that. Actually, yeah, he's standing right in front of the poster for it in this picture he put. He wrote that, I believe, both movies, and directed them, I think. But he's super talented, likable. He can be funny. He can be action, similar to a Chris Pratt type thing. Good for him. Love the guy.
Good for him. Sexy in his suit. All right.
I
have one left. You have two.
I has two. Okay, so on to my next one. This is one that I'm not gonna lie. When I first started watching the show, I was like, "Who is this weird girl?" Of course, I'm talking about Boy Meets World, and it was Topanga Lawrence. She was like a hippie character who would do all these weird things and wear wacky outfits and like
drew lipstick all over her face. Remember that episode?
Yes. And then all of a sudden, you fast forward a couple of seasons, and Topanga got super hot and became like the 90s it girl. I remember just being in love with her as a 90s kid. And, fast forward to later on, she's still quite attractive. Still a babe. Still a smoke show. Danielle Fishel is her name, aka Topanga Lawrence in Boy Meets World.
She is
I
sexy.
just love
Do
her.
you know that she dated Lance Bass from
Yes, I
Vincent?
actually did for Van Sing.
They were a hot couple. I wonder what happened to them.
Yeah, right. Can you imagine?
I wonder what she thinks about his husband. You took my man.
Can you imagine what that makeout session must have been like?
All right, Topanga, buddy kiss.
she had to wear a Corey mask.
He was like, I really think that we should wait until marriage. You sure? Yeah, I really think we should. It's important to me to wait until marriage.
Yes, I'm a very good Christian. But like maybe like 20, 30 years too. You gotta meet my entire family. I want to get to know you better before I can commit like that.
Another
For
guy
Jesus.
in the band, I think Chris Kirkpatrick, the guy that had like the weird braids. I think at one
Yeah.
point he told Danielle, was like, "Hey, you know he's gay, right?" And she was like, "Stop it. He's just sensitive. You stop that right now. Because when we get married, he's gonna beat the back and work the middle like a fucking champ.
That's
I'm gonna
right.
ride that dick all the way to the Boy Meets World college years."
Boy's gonna meet this world. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
It's gonna happen.
well, that didn't happen.
He's not gay. He's just a good choreographer. Wait,
Yeah.
what? Haven't you heard that before? Oh god.
All right, so for my last one, I forgot that he was on this show. So there was a show called Degrassi: The Next Generation, and that
Yeah.
aired from 2001 2008. And there was like the basketball star named Jimmy Brooks, played by the one and only Drake. Jimmy
Yeah.
Brooks had it was just a lanky guy with a weird smile, pretty endearing.
Ends up in a wheelchair.
He was in a wheelchair at one point. Was it the whole season or the whole show, or just for some of it?
I feel like he gets shot or something. I don't really watch it, but I just know that I just remember him as wheelchair Jimmy after the fact.
And I think they had like into rapping on the show, and then his career took off. I think his career started to blast on like the second or last year of the filming of that show. But
he
you look at it
befriended
now,
Lil
if you
Wayne.
type in Drake shirtless on Google, you're gonna be very happy you did.
Yeah, he looks. And here's the thing: like he looks like he finally like matured into his face, because before it was just like his eyes were just too big for his face. his like smile was too big for his face. I don't know what the hell it is, but now it doesn't look like he got any work done. You can still see they're the same eyes and a giant smile. Maybe it's the beard, but he just like looks so much better. Yeah, he killed it. And I remember not discovering him, obviously, but like finding, listening to him for the first time, because Lil Wayne would feature him a lot into his shit, into his mixtapes and stuff in college. And I was obsessed with Lil Wayne. So that's how I fell into Drake. And fuck, man, the dude was good. And he still is. But
yeah,
those were his golden days for me.
Talented and sexy as fuck. I mean, he's super successful.
He killed it, for sure. He's an empire by now. Let me see. I wonder how much he's worth now. Drake net worth. 250 mil. Damn. And he's 36. Damn.
Wow.
That's bullshit.
I used to be 36 a long time ago.
Back in 1974.
Yeah. Before FaceTiming was like a dream of the future.
Yeah.
Now my mom FaceTimes me by accident when she's sitting on the toilet. And I wish we
Ew.
Okay, so who's your top glow up of all time?
My top
Besides
glow
me.
up. Yes, of course. The top glow up of all time. Is a little guy known for a movie called Top Gun, you guys, because here's the thing: many of you remember Tom Cruise as the handsome, super talented leading actor, or a crazy Scientologist for years. That's what you've known about him. You remember him, Risky Business, handsome guy, sliding through in his little tighty whities. It's like, what? This guy He's a teen sex idol. But do you guys remember when he first came into the scene? Good God Almighty. They should have called him Tom the Can Opener Cruise, you guys. Because he got them junky junks.
Snaggled
Junk.
Yikes. Looks like someone hit him in the mouth with a brick.
Yeah, so it looks like a young walrus donated his dentures to him.
He just looks like, you ever see like The Hills Have Eyes, or like those types of movies when you have like really disgusting like country folk that are probably inbred? Like he could have played that with no makeup.
Absolutely. He literally, I mean, it's one of those things where he just, I don't know if he should work at a Walmart or live behind the Walmart, but I feel like he should be in a 10-foot radius to any Walmart
Probably
in the
dumpster
city.
diving at the Walmart.
He definitely looks like he catches raccoons for breakfast.
Yeah, and probably shits pancakes. It's like country boy right there.
It's like, oh, you need me to open your beer? Don't worry, I got you. Here you go. Oh, no, thanks, dude. You can keep that one. That's totally fine with me. Yeah, Tom Cruise, dude. I don't know what the hell he did. Well, obviously, clearly he got his teeth done. But that's really, it seems like that's kind of it. I feel like once he did his teeth, he just was happier. If you look at him,
he's overrated.
He's a good-looking cat, and he's charismatic,
guy, he's talented, but I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
Well, I guess he also was in the era of like the Brad Pitts and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, what are you gonna do?
In Interview with the Vampire, I found Brad Pitt to be the more attractive of the two by far.
Well, he was also like cooler. Tom Cruise was like so psychotic in that movie. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And kind of annoying and selfish. Meanwhile, Brad Pitt's all like, "Hello, it is me, Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
I like to see you naked now. It's time for me to suck your blood."
No, I would be a vampire in a heartbeat. Oh my gosh. To maintain good bone structure and youth forever, you know what? Some people gotta go. I will suck the blood of some people. Like, I don't know. Jared Fogle, we don't need him. What a waste.
Not being able to enjoy the taste of a Big Mac ever again, though, because you just don't taste food the same way.
I don't really eat Big Macs anyway. I'm more of a fries guy, but anywho.
Well, same thing. No fries. You don't eat fries.
I don't think I've had McDonald's in years because with this glow up, I have to maintain. You know?
It was my protein boost, brother. Yeah. McDonald's.
Well, that's our list, guys.
That's our list, you guys. Let us know what you thought. Let us know if you know of any other celebs that have had a nice glow up. This is a topic that we can also revisit. It's always fun to make fun of someone janky teeth. Sorry, Tom Cruise. You can still cast us in your movies. We're big fans. But make a list. Let us know what you thought of our list. Follow us on all social channels at Frat Chat Podcast. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on Twitter. That is on YouTube. Make sure you follow me as well at Carlos Does the World on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, and Carlos Does World on Twitter. And follow my good buddy Simo over there at chris.moore.comedy on Instagram and TikTok. It's See More Comedy on the old Twitter machine. I think he just had a stroke over there. I don't know what happened to him. And anyways, Mr. Mo, it's time to roll. So why don't you get us out of here?
I did not have a stroke. That's pointing. I motion to adjourn this meeting.
And I second. All right, you guys. We'll be back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. Chat Podcast. See ya.